Guys, I just want to do a quick video while I'm thinking about this. Berkshire has announced his first gold purchase in the history of the company. This is quite interesting. I wonder what he's thinking. This is the share price of Berkshire. I can actually go back in time. I wonder how far back I can go. I'm going to go max available and I'll go to I'm going to go to a yearly chart. How far back can I go? Only back to 1990. So you can see back in 1990, his stock was trading for $5,500. And now it's $347,400. It's $350,000 now. Wow. Can you imagine buying that? That's crazy. Now let's take a look at the price of gold futures. See how far back that goes. Wow, look at that. We got gold futures back to the 1970s. You see this spike right here? This spike in 1979 is an important year. Do you know why? This is the year that Warren Buffett bought silver and held it for the rally and then dumped it. I think he ended up only holding it for a few months. But this shows what gold did. So we had a big rally back in 79-80, and in 80, when gold was at its peak, inflation was so high that Paul Volcker, who was the Fed chair at the time, increased interest rates to 21% in 1980. That was crazy year. And then 81 and then 82. This is when I started investing right here. Traded my first stock option in 1982 on Texas Instruments. So anyway, we're looking at gold. We're seeing this market make all-time new highs, and all of a sudden, Warren Buffett is buying gold. Who would have ever thought? Quite interesting, isn't it? Now, why would he buy gold? Why would he buy them instead of the futures or the physical? And the reason why he would do that is that Warren Buffett is huge on dividends. He never does a deal where he doesn't get paid. And in the 80s and 90s, when they asked him about the price of gold, you can see here in the 90s we had a nice move up in here. They asked him back then, why don't you have gold in your portfolio? And he said, because gold is not a productive asset. It doesn't generate any money, and you have to pay for storage. So he's big on cash flow. There has to be interest earned. That's why he doesn't buy common shares. He buys preference shares or convertible shares that always pay him cash flow on a regular basis. Because he wants to take that cash flow and reinvest it into other things. So he doesn't want idled assets that don't generate cash flow that he can then take periodically and reinvest into something else. So that's a very important attribute for him whenever he invests in anything. So here is the price of BARRICK's stock, and you can see it used to be $56 a share. So he's not buying an all-time new high on this stock, although the price of gold is reaching an all-time new high. And as you can see, way back here in 85, this is only 53 cents a share back then. So it's clearly gone up. And it's come back down in here with the market. These bars on this chart are 1 year bars. Okay, so this is year by year by year. So what you can see is last year was an up year for BARRICK's, and this year has also been an up year for BARRICK's. So a good trend forming in here. If you see back in the year 2003, you see we had a multi-year rally in there. Okay, so he sees something. It's kind of scary to think that Warren Buffett has given up banks and going into gold. It is really scary to think about. So obviously this stock is going to move higher. You can see what happened on the chart here. You can see as soon as people saw the quarterly report that was posted on the SEC website, whoever saw the report first jumped in and bought the stock at 27 straight away. Right? How much stock did they get? Let's take a look. They got 456,000 shares. Wow. 500,000 shares in the first minute, then 100,000 shares in the second minute, then another 100,000 shares. Wow, 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 wow. Someone got 500,000 shares. Nice, very nice. All right, so anyway, I just wanted to share that with you real quick. Berkshire's buying gold. Now we have to think about what that means for other assets like silver, because he didn't pick silver this time. He went with BARRICK instead of silver. But if gold rallies big, silver's going with it. We know that. So this is the SLV. You can see here, look what's happened to the implied volatility in SLV. You see, that's already doubled. It's going to be harder for you to make money. Even if SLV rallies from here, you may see something similar to this, where you might see the vols drift back down again. If the vols go down, you need a big move in the price. Interesting, right? The vols have been flat. The vols are not elevated in here yet. Okay, so it's still early in BARRICK. It's not a top yet. It's still early. We'll see what happens in there, but I just wanted to give you that insight around Berkshire buying gold. All right, so good luck this week.